Chris Lynch Local News with Airpark Canterbury. Affordable, secure 24/7 parking near Christchurch Airport. For quality parking, choose airparkcanterbury.co.nz.
Last time we spoke, there was uncertainty, or business confidence was essentially falling off a cliff. We've had an election, are things improving? Give us a sense of how things are tracking across Christchurch. How are we feeling out there in business land?
Well, look, following the election, businesses are certainly looking for a government to form quickly. And, we are seeing these coalition talks taking a little longer than what I think anyone expected, which is a little frustrating. I'm sure they're doing the best that they can, but we really need the government to form as quickly as possible and to really get on with sort of kickstarting the economy. We've seen some real challenges in our last quarterly survey. We've been advocating for a range of different things from the new government, including some of the policies around things like the return of 90-day trials, the removal of fair pay agreements, which we know has been a real challenge and concern for many, many businesses. So we've been advocating for those sorts of things, but of course, until we actually get the new government formed, the 100 days has sort of been pushed out. So we really want to get some certainty around that so that we can start giving businesses more certainty so they can make good, well-informed decisions.
Last week, the Canterbury Employers Chamber of Commerce, along with Christchurch NZ, held an Insights breakfast. It was really interesting in terms of some of the good stuff that's happening, and there's plenty of good stuff. So what's going right across Canterbury business? Because there is optimism out there.
Yeah, it's really interesting because what we've discovered that sort of in the short term, despite being pretty confident about their own business earnings, businesses in Canterbury would and still remain really concerned about high inflation, increasing compliance cost and regulatory uncertainty. We've seen sort of a downward trend in terms of demand. We've got a dwindling infrastructure pipeline in the South Island, and there are still some constraints around labour in some sectors. So they are some really ongoing issues that businesses are facing, in addition to things like inflationary pressure, rising interest rates, all of those sorts of things that we seem to have really faced over the last sort of 3 to 6 months, and probably even beyond that in some of those areas. Labour markets have been an issue for a long time. That is improving, but it's certainly still a bit of an issue for some sectors. So there's some things that are going really well. We are seeing businesses who are reasonably confident in their own earning ability, but they do want certainty. And what certainty will give them is it will make sure that they continue to actually spend, they make the investments that they need to make, they employ additional staff, and that boosts our economy. So that certainty is a real strong need out there from the business community for that.
How much of a big deal is it for the fact that the likes of China Southern Airlines has returned to Christchurch as of last week? In several weeks' time, United Airlines is now going to be putting in direct flights from Christchurch to San Francisco and vice versa. You've got Cathay Pacific coming back again for that direct flight from Christchurch to Hong Kong. How much of a difference do these international flights and airlines make for our local economy, Leeann?
Oh, it's significant, and it's really, really pleasing. In fact, through our survey, there were a number of businesses who did comment on just what a boost that has been to the city and to the region, because not only are we seeing the increase in tourism, we've got, the cruise ships coming in. We've got all those additional direct flights that you've mentioned. All you've got to do is, go into the central city and see the buzz in the central city. There's so many more people around. We've obviously got people coming, and we have had for the last, sort of year or so now into Te Pai, the new convention centre. That just brings a huge amount of additional spend into the city, which is really, really important and really positive. And of course, it has the flow-on impacts into our hotels, our motels, our bars, our restaurants, our cafes, our transport operators. So it really does make a significant difference. And what we've also seen, obviously, through some of those additional flights coming in and out of Christchurch, not only do they bring tourists into the city and into the region and, in fact, into the South Island, but it also provides additional freight capacity. And, we have a really important group of exporters in our city and in our region. And right now, at this time of the year, they're really gearing up for probably their busiest time in terms of the Chinese New Year. We've got a lot of, fresh produce that goes out of Christchurch. So having that additional freight capacity is really, really important.
And also the entertainment vibe in this city is increasing. It's progressing all the time. The Court Theatre got one of its biggest productions on the way.
Yeah, and that's really exciting. I mean, the Court Theatre have got a really exciting future. They're obviously building their new venue back in the central city. But yeah, I understand this new summer program that they've got, Something Rotten. It's one of the biggest shows they've ever done. And it's running for 10 weeks, 50 shows. So it'll be a huge opportunity for, the people of Christchurch to get in behind and get along to the Court Theatre to see, what will be a world-class production. It's really great to see that sort of production and that sort of calibre of production, right here in Christchurch. And, what a great opportunity to get out there and buy some tickets for Christmas presents. That's certainly something that I'll be doing, because it's one of those things that is a great opportunity to go along and see some really good local talent in a world-class production. So I'm really looking forward to having those sorts of opportunities, right here in our own backyard. There's so many things that will happen over the summer. There's some great cricket being played, and there's some great opportunities across our retailers, that alfresco dining that we see in the central city. Anyone that's been out and about over the last week, since summer has finally arrived, it just really shows just how special this place is. So it's great to see all those things coming back into the city, and we should get out and support them.
Absolutely. Beautiful day here in Christchurch today. I might even get out the bike, even though I don't have one. Don't know why I said that. Leeann Watson from the Chamber of Commerce. Nice to see you.